Still a baby, my infant body was submerged enough to disinfect the evil off me and from within me. The moment that cult leader released my body from this wet grave, I was baptised and reborn into a cult. I had to separate from the world. From a child's perspective, what goes on behind closed doors seems normal. The reality, it was simply inhumane and cruel. I can't forget. All the dead etched into my mind. Something a child just shouldn't see. The ritual of viewing these bodies prepared by an in-house embalmer. It's just harrowing. And the smell of the pasty skin with no makeup, because makeup was a sin. Life growing up seemed normal because I didn't know any difference. We were a close community and I didn't know I was in a cult, one that required me to separate from the world. That was until I started school because it was compulsory. Everything changed the day I was told my dad wasn't coming home. The cult leaders had removed him from our family and told him
never to contact us again,
because they had sent him to hell, claiming that
God would never forgive him for the sins he had committed.
Even though my dad was in a bedsit within a 10-minute walk from where his family lived.
He was dead to me. I was not allowed to see it. And he was told
he attempted to see us, he would make some clean with his evil and drag us to hell with him.
I mean, how messed up is this? Somehow, we managed to escape as a family. But this came at a cost. Mum and Dad, who had 30 years of their lives invested in friends and family. Every friend I knew, every cousin, aunt, uncle, grandparent, was instantly removed from my life. They were too scared to be near me, as they thought I was now evil because I was in the world and not in the cult, and I would make them unclean, and like me, they would be sent to hell. What must this do to a young, impressionable mind? But it was about to get worse.
my grandma died. I hadn't seen her for months, and they wouldn't allow us to go to the funeral. And only one said coffin was buried in the ground and the soil was over it. Could we pay all our respects? When even worse, my dad never had that chance, because he never found out his mom was dead until 4 months after she had died.
I mean, this was crushing. This is traumatic. Life experiences that just shouldn't happen. And that really took root in me. I mean, you won't appreciate this, but all my family wanted to do was get back in the cult. So much so that when the leaders came looking for my older brother, claiming he was now old enough and responsible enough for whether he went to heaven or hell, Mum and Dad were so brainwashed that they just released him back to the cult. For his own apparent safety. Effectively, the cult kidnapped my brother, because he was only 13 years of age. Had my brother not escaped, he would have grown up in that place, and I would have never known him, and he would have been too scared to contact me. It's just wrong. Free of the cult. It was amazing.
If I wanted, I could share water in this room back with an uncle member. I could go to a worldly friend's house and eat food cooked by an uncle person. I could go to the cinema. I could watch a football match. Or go to the theater. I could have certain toys we previously were off limits and celebrate Christmas. I could join in with school sports day, go to a youth club, listen to a radio or records, have a pet, and even eat takeaway food. Finally, I could relate to all those kids, I thought. Because now I had a TV.
But I simply couldn't shake all those years of that odd cult kid label. which meant school was very exhausting and a lonely existence. I mean, by the age of 16, I was so messed up, so broken in this unfamiliar world, hiding in plain sight. School didn't want me back because I grew up with autism, I had a speech impediment, and moreover the effects of my lack of education due to the cult rules now only compounded my struggles even more. I didn't know what I was going to do, where I was going to go, and what my life had in store for me. I felt desperate, and by the age of 18, I was done. I needed to make a change, and I thought the best way to leave my past behind was to change how I looked. I went to the gym. Listen, I wasn't hardwired to handle this world sensibly because I hadn't lived in it. I had no filters, but this guy had muscles. So I asked him, how do I get as big as you? He told me about steroids. No time at all, I'm swallowing these pills. I'm injecting steroids, training with these guys in their gym, which I later realised was the heartland of gangland Liverpool. I was so naive, but I quickly put on like 3 stone of muscle. I started partying with these guys, and although I'd already begun experimenting with drugs, I was about to experience ecstasy in the rave scene in Liverpool. It was amazing. When I took that ecstasy tablet for the first time, the experience was unlike nothing I had ever felt before. And everything that had weighed heavy on me because of my childhood trauma dissipated for 4 hours on the dance floor. And I was filled with this amazing love and euphoria, having the time of my life, dancing like I didn't care, listening to tunes like that. Wow. But what goes up must come down. Drugs became an everyday thing. Constantly smoking weed, taking tablets, speed, LSD, cocaine, steroids. But on drugs, I could escape the past. But one night, one of our friends who worked as a bouncer burst into the dance floor of the nightclub, dragged the drug dealer out, battered him, took his drugs, gave them to us. We saw what he gave us in the space of 30 minutes and then soon realised we could turn this into a business. And in no time at all, we were running all the drugs for the biggest nightclub in the country. Now, I had money. What a life I was living. Then one night, one of the scariest gangster families in Liverpool,
ready or not,
they wanted to take over. They wanted this drug business. As soon as it started going off, I ran, thinking it was happening at the rear. I hit the top step of the front entrance and literally fell down this stairs like a stunt roll. As soon as I stood up, I found myself right in the middle of Mr. Big and the head of the other rival firm. And out the corner of my eye, my mate is loading up this sawn-off shotgun, and it's a do-it-yourself job. And if that goes off, everybody's getting it. And the other firm, they're pulling their car bonnets up, pulling guns out. How did I end up in this situation? I was no face. The only protection I had now was the gang. I was trapped in the cult, now trapped in a rivalry in Liverpool underworld. The club got raided. I was arrested, sent to jail for 3 years, 4 months, should have been 5 years, on a charge of conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. We were selling ecstasy tablets. Listen to me here. I was a traumatised kid who had never mentally grown up strong enough to exist in an adult's world without drugs, let alone in jail, locked up for 23 hours a day. In that place, my mind was exploding with all these imaginary terrible thoughts of my imminent death. And then it became very real. 2 of the gang members from that rival firm ended up on my wing. Bullets were found. And we were locked down for 24 hours for 2 weeks because they feared if there was bullets then there must be a gun. Can you imagine? With them bullets, a message for me was this a threat on my life? That's what I thought. My head was gone. I thought I'd got a reprieve. I was moved off the wing. I'd had a job for the first time, which meant I was out my cell. I received a call from behind the door, telling me to take something from one door to another and bring back 5 phone cards, which was worth £25. I had just done my first heroin deal, and the only benefit I would get is that I wouldn't get hurt. In jail for supplying Class A drugs, now in prison dealing Class A drugs. But worse was yet to come. After putting this note through a door, I heard a voice from behind me. It was a prison officer. He told me I had a choice. I could walk down these stairs quietly, or he would call the riot squad, and they'd drag me down kicking and screaming. I was at rock bottom. If I'd have been strong enough, I would have killed myself. My mum, family, they'd become so concerned for my mental well-being. She sent this man in called Frank. Frank started telling me about Jesus. I just kept quiet and listened. He told me about a Jesus that loved me, thought I was worth dying for, to get the sin off me, and would meet me exactly where I was. And he said this: when you hit your rock bottom, call out the name of Jesus. There's power in it, and he would come and set me free. What he didn't realise, I was already at my rock bottom. So I got back to my cell and I whispered this prayer: Jesus, if you're real, help me, save me. As usual, nothing happened. I thought typical. What I didn't realise is we have a specific God. Because the moment I got back to that landing, when that guard found me, because I knew what the consequences would be: stop and get brutally hurt, or carry on and end up with a sentence more like 10 years. I mean, can you imagine? In that moment, it was as if heaven opened up inside of me. I got the power and the presence of something supernatural.
I love you.
Of this loving presence and this peace. And for a moment, I was no longer in that jail. It felt awesome. I felt the best I'd ever felt in the worst place I'd ever been. I knew right there and then I'd met Jesus. The incredible thing was that before any drug dealer could get me to carry or move anything, or before a prison officer could catch me doing it, this prison officer burst into my cell.
He said, FN3698.
I didn't have a name in that place. I had a number. He said, get
You kids, you're leaving.
I was sent off to a Cat C jail, an easier jail. Listen to me. Had I gone any time sooner, I may never have got to my rock bottom enough to call out to Jesus. When I finally got out of jail, my probation officer said to me, you have to do something with your life. To appease my probation officer, I agreed to go back to education, not realising that when God transforms, the old is gone and the new has come. Once autistic, with a speech impediment and uneducated, within 2 years, I was on a degree course and had become the highest achieving student. 4 years later, I graduated with honours. And 2 years later, I became a chartered surveyor. From the University of Life to the University of Liverpool, from Her Majesty's pleasure to her Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. Wow, how amazing is God. I have been completely transformed and blessed beyond belief. Listen, if you're not convinced yet that this God is real, listen to this. Now, I had a job. I had a secretary. She phoned through to me. She said she got Merseyside police on the phone. The last time I spoke to them, they were interviewing me with the threat of a 10-year sentence. I panicked. So I needed to take control of the call, so I picked it up. And the voice on the other end said, "Is that Kevin Coburn?" What's the police? And I said yes. And he inquired, "Do you know the old Bridewell?" And in my head I thought, of course I do. That's the jail I spent time in. Then the police said this: "We want you not only to advise us, but sell the jail for us." My mind just went. Imagine that. Retained by the police as a criminal, now retained by the police as a professional, to sell the jail where I spent time in. How amazing is God? What a sense of humour. I mean, my life is a miraculous testament to the fact that Jesus is real. I'm evidence of that. And there's no greater proof of a real God than that of a transformed life. Listen to me. What he did for me, he can do for you. All you have to do, like that man said to me, I'm saying to you, call out the name of Jesus. There is power in it. Ask him to reveal himself to you. Mean it from your heart. And he will. And he'll change your life just as he changed mine. He has loved my soul back to life, placed me into my purpose, delivered me from my past, and changed my life forever. My name is Kevin. My heart belongs to Jesus.